You may not even know you the fake friend. So can I take a moment to tell you? Hey y'all, it's Chawanna Stephens with the Well Network, and this is the Life and Podcast, because you know life be lifing. Hey y'all. Hey y'all, it's Chawanna Stephens with the Life and Podcast. Hey y'all. Hey y'all, it's Chawanna Stephens with the Life and Podcast. Today we're going to talk about fake friends. All right, so fake friends for me, because I want to first start off by saying what I identify them as. Typically, if I call someone a fake friend, or if I identify someone as a fake friend, it's usually we say that we are friends, but I don't feel the connection. I say that we are friends, but I don't feel like when I'm celebrating myself, or when there's something worthy of being celebrated in my life, I just don't feel that you celebrating with me. Slightly jealous, you know, we know what jealousy looks like. A lot of times it's you know, just not celebrating, or not feeling as though the person is with you, not feeling as though the person is in your corner, not feeling that the person is really a good vibe, you know, person that always seems to have a problem with you, or saying negative things about you, slick things, that's ever so slightly slick, that could be little jabs, little, like, you know, they're trying to comfort you. We know what fake friends look like. And so I actually want to address this topic in two ways. First of all, I want to talk about the fact that I was actually sitting down just kind of thinking about the term. And as I was thinking about the term, I thought about the fact that a lot of times when I am considering someone and whether they are a fake friend, I usually start going off on a little tangent in my mind and trying to figure out where all of this comes from. You know, where does their disposition seem to come from? And when I trace it back, it seems as though those individuals are silently dealing or struggling with something, right? My desire is always to get to the why. And so when I think about it, even if you're talking about someone that's silently jealous of you, it's because they want something that possibly you have, or they envy something that you possess, or, you know, a way that you are, or something like that. I remember going to a church, and I was like, why is it that, you know, this person, it just doesn't seem like they're happy for me. Like when happy moments come, why doesn't it seem like they're happy for me? And later on, someone made a statement to me, and they said, it probably isn't you. It's probably something that they see in you that they don't like in themselves. Or it may be something that, you know, they're struggling with, and they see it, you know, just coming out in you. And when I started thinking about that, I was like, dang, you know, that I never even thought about it like that. Sometimes people don't like you silently, but it's because of something that they just are dealing with in themselves, and you remind them of the thing. And so again, this is something that they are silently dealing with, silently struggling with, and they may not even have the tools to address those things. And so I want to say this, you know, even when we're talking about somebody that's jealous of you, because I think a lot of times when we talk about fake friends, we're always associating it with someone being jealous of you or envious of you. Even when you think about that, think about it from the standpoint of it is something that they're looking for, something that they desire. For me, I will say this. I remember growing up, my friends, I always had friends who had moms. And so, you know, when I'm around them and their moms, it was hurtful or painful for me because I didn't have mine. And so it would be little moments where I couldn't really celebrate. Not because I didn't want to, but because it was something that was preventing me from, you know, just feeling comfortable in that space. It wasn't that I was, you know, necessarily jealous of my friend. It's just I couldn't really celebrate in that moment. And so eventually, I guess it could be looked at as being silently jealous because it was something that I wanted and I longed for that I couldn't necessarily have. And so I want us to start thinking about the fact that yes, if you say that you are a Christian and if you say that you love God, you do have to have a passion or compassion for individuals who are silently struggling, even if it is jealousy. You know what I mean? And so when we're thinking about that and when we consider it, sometimes we can have grace. But I also want to pivot this to the person that is dealing or on the other end of a fake friend. We don't necessarily ignore the fact that it's there. We don't necessarily ignore the fact that they are a fake friend. Number one, and my mind goes to Samson in the Bible because Delilah legit was a fake friend, right? And because he ignored, she was there as his demise. And so we don't necessarily ignore it. We can't ignore it. Sometimes God allows us to see things and see people so that we can move or adjust. And a lot of times, and I know for myself, sometimes I can see it, but I don't necessarily make the right adjustments. Sometimes I continue moving along and pray God protect me, and that ain't it. Sometimes you have to see it and make the necessary adjustments, and that's always in order. God gives us wisdom. So I want to say we don't ignore it, but we have grace, and grace has to do with our heart condition concerning the thing. So I'm not necessarily mad at you because you're jealous. I just see you for who you are. So now I got to move a little bit different just because I know who you are. But the other side of that is I want to talk to the person who is the fake friend. You may not even know you the fake friend. So can I take a moment to tell you? Okay, so if you are a fake friend, you know this person, let's just say for myself, if you didn't know, I've never graduated from college. However, I do have a friend that I kind of want to shout out, but I know she would kill me if I say her name. But she is in the process of actually graduating with her doctorate. So she called me yesterday and was like, "Oh my God, I'm at the end." Now, if I were a jealous friend or if I were a fake friend, my reaction would be, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's nice." No, but if you are my friend, if you are truly my friend, you should share in my feelings. That's what friendship is about. That's what companionship is about. It's about sharing in the feelings, or sharing in what I go through, or what our lives are merged together when we really are friends and companions. And so if she calls me with that news, I would feel like it's me. Right? And so anytime that's not the case, we have to check ourselves, and usually we'll find, it's something going on with our heart conditions and our heart posture that makes us not share in what that other person feels. So that's that. And then we also have just not saying little things that could possibly be hurtful. There was a situation when I was really, really small. Now I know I'm not really, really small now, but growing up I was really, really small. And it was this girl that we were friends, but she always would make these little jokes about how small I was. That was kind of hurtful for me, but I know my friend could tell that my tone and my attitude changed when she would make these jokes, but she continually would do it. And I eventually realized that was a fake friend. And when we find ourselves saying little things, and it could be hurtful, or we see that the person adjusts in their attitude and tone, then we have to realize that, that isn't best. And I want us to know that we can't keep doing it. And if we do, we might be the fake friend. If we continue to do it, we might be the fake friend. So that's how we know that we are, right? If we can't celebrate with the person, if we can't stop doing what it is that hurts the person, or we continually do it knowing that it is an issue, then we might just be the fake friend, right? Now, this doesn't apply to every situation, but it is just a couple little things that I have noticed a long time. The other thing I want to say is if we are that person, we have to actually address the internal stuff. If we are the fake friend, and we don't have to be bad to be the fake friend, it could just mean that we haven't addressed some internal things. I want to say we must address those things. Even if we feel like we don't have the tools, we do need to consult someone wiser than us to figure out how to address it, but always go back to the origin of it. Why do I feel this way? What is causing me to do these things? Why am I laughing at this person and this person just hurt themselves, right? This person has had misfortune. Why did I smile a little bit? You know what I mean? Or why do I feel this way? We got to trace it back. Other thing is, I want us to know that if we continue to move in a space that is dangerous, meaning being around those people who are fake or who are not 100% with us, we run the risk of experiencing a great detriment to not just who we are, but our future as well. Going back to Samson, he couldn't be who he was supposed to be completely in the earth because he was killed. And a lot of times, and I will say this, I have had fake friends, and my fake friends changed my personality or changed who I was. And that's not cool, you know? And when we find ourselves in spaces where we can't be the real us, that should always be a deal breaker. You know, even when we're around this person and it makes us change who we are and we go into protection mode, like we shut down, we can't laugh freely and all that kind of stuff like that, man, that's a clear sign that we need to get out of the way. And it's too many of us trying to dim down our light because we're trying to be comfortable in someone else's space. And in this season in my life, that's a no for me. So if I find myself, it's a lot of people I got to say, oh no, I can't come. I am no longer interested in being in spaces where I'm not comfortable because I deserve to be comfortable, especially when I can help it. It's one thing if we're saying I can't be comfortable because God is doing something and God has me in a space to get more out of me and I'm uncomfortable. That's one thing. But if you ain't God and you got me uncomfortable, nah. I just can't do it. And so I want to encourage us today to be mindful of our environments and be mindful of the fake friends in our lives. But then I also want to speak to those of you who run the risk of being disingenuine or fake to people. Find out your why. But when we say that we are in the kingdom, we cannot be okay with the spirit of jealousy. We cannot be okay with that. And the moment that we feel it, the Bible talks about envy and jealousy, and he says that it is a thing. Those are things that keep us from heaven. Those are things that he is not pleased with. So we got to get rid of it, and we got to deal with it in a productive way so that it does not kill the spirits of the people of God. Stay up.